Lesson 278. If I am bound, my Father is not free. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith, and this is the Lucid Mind Center, which is a virtual center for retraining the mind. The reason this is called the Qigong support is because after reading and contemplating this lesson together, I'm going to guide you to Qigong classes, which I have specially recorded for this lesson and for this period, for the special thought, what is Christ? I will give you more instructions at the end. Let's begin reading our lesson together. Lesson 278. If I am bound, my Father is not free. If I accept that I am prisoner within a body, in a world in which all things that seem to live appear to die, then is my Father prisoner with me. And thus do I believe when I maintain the laws the world obeys, must I obey. The frailties and the sins which I perceive are real and cannot be escaped. If I am bound in any way, I do not know my Father or myself, and I am lost to all reality. For truth is free, and what is bound is not a part of truth. The prayer goes like this: Father, I ask for nothing but the truth. I have had many foolish thoughts about myself and my creation, and have brought a dream of fear into my mind. Today I would not dream. I choose the way to you instead of madness and instead of fear, for truth is safe and only love is sure. And when I'm reading this, I think probably reading this the third time, I realize where I have this imagination from, that I feel that we are kind of in a pocket of fear, or I call it pocket of fear, but it's like a ball of fear, like a sack of fear which we have created, and we are looking within the sack, and we are miserable because we are disconnected from light and love and the truth who we are, from our Father, from our Creator. And the problem is that as long as we believe that we are in this darkness, which we are looking inside, and we are feeling that we're suffering, we are actually binding our Creator to this, because this is like a thought within His mind. It's almost like, if you put this into different terms, it's like an illness in your body. It's like where certain cells are going rampant, maybe even attacking each other, which we have a name for that, even we call that cancer. And it's almost as if we don't want to be free. It's almost as if we are insisting on being bound and follow some crazy laws and believe that we are just this body, and that we are frail and insecure and without power. And we are not. And this is what this whole course is trying to teach us, to remind us that we are powerful beyond measure, that we are light and love. And for many, many of us, we seem to be so incredibly afraid of it, afraid of this freedom, afraid of that power, of that light. So as the Course in Miracles teachers and students, we got to hold that vision. I have read somewhere on Instagram, somebody said, I don't know if this is to be believed or not, but it said it takes only 144,000, that important number in the Bible, to lift the whole world into a different frequency. It could be. Maybe that is true. I always wondered where this number 144,000 came from in the Bible. Let's read this again before I send you off to Qigong. If I am bound, my Father, my Creator, my love, my truth, my light is not free either. If I accept that I am prisoner within a body, in a world in which all things that seem to live appear to die, then is my Father prisoner with me. And this is where the level confusion comes in. There is levels to this experience in life. The body is one level. It belongs to the earth. And in Qigong we have this beautifully explained. The mind belongs to the universe. It is yang. It belongs to the light. And the heart is yin and yang. So yin is the earth, yang is the universe, and humanity is the union of yin and yang, which makes this human experience so incredibly beautiful. So you can have a dark experience, a sad experience, or you can have a joyful, light, happy experience. It's your choice. And it's all geared and it's all guided through the heart center. This is where the external power is humanity. You see, the external power for the body is the earth. The external power for the mind is the universe. And the external power for the heart is humanity. I think this is so incredibly fascinating for us Course in Miracles students. Because the Course in Miracles, and as yesterday's lesson, we are talking about that we must not bind our brother, that we must see the light within the brother to see the light within ourselves. And this is the humanity, this external power in Qigong. If I accept that I am prisoner within a body, in a world in which all things that seem to live appear to die, then is my Father, my Creator, prisoner with me. And this do I believe: when I maintain the laws the world obeys, must I obey. The frailties and the sins which I perceive are real and cannot be escaped. So if you're maintaining those laws and you feel that these frailties and sins which you are seeing all over the place, if you believe that they are real, then you cannot escape it. That's why we have to think differently. We have to change our mind about it. We have to change our mind of how we want to look at the world. And sometimes it's really, really hard. But at least there is an arrow pointing out and saying, okay, come out of this pocket of darkness. Come out of this bag you have put above you. Lift that veil and come out. Look at the light. Come out into the light. When I maintain the laws the world obeys, must I obey. The frailties and the sins which I perceive are real if I believe in this kind of dark world, and then I can't escape it. If I am bound in any way, I do not know my Father or my true self, and I am lost to all reality, for truth is free, and what is bound is not part of truth. What is bound is not part of love. That is why Thich Nhat Hanh says, when you love somebody, you have to love them in such a way that they feel free. If they are not feeling free, then you are actually not really loving them. You have to love them in such a way, whether this comes to your children, to your parents, or to your partners. You got to love them in a way so they feel free to do whatever they would like to do. Father, I ask for nothing but the truth. I have had many foolish thoughts about myself and my creation, and have brought a dream of fear into my mind. Today I would not dream. I choose the way to you instead of madness and instead of fear, for truth is safe and only love is sure. This particular prayer, this is what I'm going to ask you to read in the Qigong class. And if you're doing a different Qigong class, which I have not recorded for this particular section, then just read the idea and also the prayer, and just use it in the standing Qigong class. You are getting proficient at it if you have been with me for a long time. So you know how to do this. Use the movement. And if you're not doing Qigong with me, if you're going for a walk, or if you're doing yoga, or if you're doing any kind of other exercise, even when you're washing your dishes, you can kind of remember this idea constantly. I used to say this a lot in the beginning. When I started first with the Course in Miracles, I used to write each one of those ideas on a post-it note and hang them in different areas in my house or in my office, so I could remember the lesson of the day. Maybe this is something for you to do as well. Just write it on different pieces of paper. And when you do write it down, you're also going to remember it easier, because it's the motoric in your body which is going to help you memorize it. For this particular Course in Miracle lesson, I'm suggesting this seated Qigong meditation, which I definitely recommend you do at least once a day. I'm recommending this standing Qigong class. Here is What is the Christ, to read with me a couple of times during this 10-day period. And here you have got the whole list of classes if you want to do another one. Enjoy!